Too.
Sir.
Yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. So we'll just be going. This is the rank 10, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So we'll just be going over 10 questions. So just answer them the best you can. So starting from question number one, what is your understanding of rank 10 and what responsibilities and duties does it carry within the YCSA?
Uh, to my best understanding, it is what was it, a lieutenant in the general, and that usually requires taking up leadership roles in either a platoon or like the trainings, RP base, what have you.
Yep, 10-4. Question number two, as a rank 10, you are expected to mentor the lower ranks. Explain how you would guide and support lower ranks during a shift while still effectively managing your own responsibilities.
I think I have a good rapport with most of the soft hats that I've helped through RP training, or not RP training, just normal training in general. Like, here's where you go on the base. This is what this is. Um, here's where the silos are and whatnot. And through that, I've been able to make quite a small impact, but still an impact on, I guess, respect in those in that regards. Um, hmm, I, I kind of just go about my way normally. I do my watches. I make sure that the gates are checked whenever I'm on. I like to say hello to everyone. Um, I'm not too sure what else I need to do from there.
10-4. Number three, if a lower ranking soldier under your supervision breaks YCSA rules, what steps would you take to address and resolve the situation appropriately as the highest ranking soldier online?
First, I'll probably just give them a verbal warning over the mic, let them know that they're breaking rules. Remind them that you can, next to your inventory, push the next button, which is your rule book. Just give them a quick reminder of that, and if not, probably pull them to the side, if possible, at least. If we're during an event, then I'll probably just have to bring it up during the debrief. Just letting them know, reminding everyone, because we can't name names in debrief, but it's very good to just give the whole general information around.
10-4. Question number four. You are the highest ranking soldier online and discover
Copy
two soldiers
DFGs,
arguing in mid.
CGs, are you busy?
You arrive on scene. What steps would you take and how would you handle the situation to de escalate it?
Apologies, Sue. I had my radio on. Could you please repeat that?
All goods. You are the highest ranking soldier online and discover two soldiers arguing in mid. You arrive on scene. What
Yep,
steps
Team
would you
Forces, they're in a
take and
meeting.
how would you handle the situation to de
10,
escalate it?
I'd probably give it a personal approach first. I'd be like, um, usually I know most people online. I'll use their names. Be like, come on, soldiers, calm down. Let's get to the bottom of this, shall we? Do you guys want to have a quick talk in AP? Try to get to the bottom of it, you know.
Yep. Would you have a conversation with them together, separately, somewhere
Um,
private, or
oh, like I said, I'll probably have a conversation with them in AP if I could. Usually it's
Alright, guys,
quite
20 minutes
open.
to
There's
event
not a
time.
big amount of area where your mic can cut out, so it's easier usually on the back wall. Um, just like for IP training, so I'd probably separate them. So I'd need to get both sides of the story, and then I'd hopefully be able to resolve the issue between each other, or at least um, let them both know the rules and whatnot, so that they can, if they need to, that they can protect them. But I'd also remind them as soldiers that need their body cam on at all times, and I'd request it.
What was that last bit? Sorry.
I'd request their body cam, sir.
10-4. Yep, obviously, when there's a situation that does happen, something obviously a bit bigger than just like a simple argument. If it's more of a bigger argument or something major, you always would request body cam, and then you would either just tell them to send that through to DFGs or FG, or even yourself for you to forward them to us. But yeah, body cam is always needed before we can issue any punishments. So yeah, we can't do anything without body cam. But yeah,
10-4, sir.
you are attempting to de-escalate a heated situation between two soldiers. Despite issuing clear orders and attempting all reasonable measures, they refuse to comply. So they're not complying with you. As the highest ranking soldier online, how would you handle that situation where control cannot be gained due to non cooperation from those soldiers?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. If I have any other cooperated soldiers around, probably ask them to be on tasers and I'd tase them both. Um, Honestly, if it gets to that stage, I can't like demote anyone and whatnot, but I would let them know that I would be speaking to the higher ups personally about it, and hopefully that would kind of ring some sense through.
10-4. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a question.
Oh, no worries, sir.
Okay, so just to add to that one, so um, would you inform DFGs, FGs of the situation, or how would you go about that?
If I could, I'd probably put a DC message through to the DFGs, anyone higher than me. Just let them know what's gone through, send them my body cam, or at least some screenshots of the incident and a quick, I guess, what's it called, brief little message of what's gone about. Then go from there, because, like I said, I can't really do much else.
10-4. While on duty, you repeatedly encounter intruders. What steps would you take to address and manage the situation? And is it ever acceptable to react unprofessionally or by breaking YCSA rules?
To answer the last part of that, no, sir, it is not permissible at any time to break RP, especially being unprofessional. This is a professional faction, and we need to uphold those at all times. Apologies, I've got my my godson trying to fight me.
Not all good.
And honestly, I would lean on any and every soldier that I had on board. I would hope that we'd have people posted in certain areas doing watches, everyone listening to the radio so that they can come back us up at all possible. Um, yeah, I've found that my taser is the best weapon that I've got in my arsenal at the moment. It helps me down people. It helps me give clear directions to intruders, especially once I've got them. It is a bit of a tricky weapon, however, taser training does help. Wait.
Hell yeah, 100%. So, in that question, you mentioned not breaking RP. In the situation of a gang member or civilian breaking RP, is it okay for you to break your RP and say, that is non roleplay, that is NRP, you cannot do that? Is it okay for you to break your roleplay and explain that they're doing uh, NRP?
Usually, I can find out whether they're role playing or not through my RP macros. and usually just through their general behaviour, you can see whether you can see whether there's someone that actually wants to roleplay and I guess the difference between them.
Yep, 10-4. 10-4.
10-4, sorry about that, too.
Respect, responsibility, and being a role model for lower ranks are essential qualities. What makes you the right candidate for this position?
It's a tough one. Um, I try my best to uphold respect throughout all ranks. I like saying hello in the morning, just keeping professional in all aspects, except for my coffee orders with Sir Ashman, but those were roleplay. I hope I didn't offend anyone with those. Other than that, sir, I've probably had one outburst in my time in the military, and I've learned from that mistake. And now I can also, I guess, hand down my own experience and use it as a way to teach as well.
10-4. While stationed at Southgate, a group of gang members or civilians arrive and wish to engage in roleplay. What steps would you take once their intentions are clear?
First thing I'd do is let the FG know so that he knows what roleplay scenes are going on about base. Then I would notify the rest of the soldiers and somewhat of, I guess, envoy. Get um, some soldiers up with some vehicles so that we can escort them onto base and whatnot, and then get the RP scene. What's the word? Get it on the way.
10-4. Yep, so to add to that one as well, they're there to role play, and let's say they do continue, they start to do an RP scene, and then that RP scene turns to non role play. Would you break character and not role play and say you're not role playing, you're not doing this correctly? Or would you continue to role play by soldier standards and expectations, even though
Um,
they are not role playing correctly?
in, in that situation, I would jump on my army radio and call 1010, and hopefully I have some ASF or support members nearby. Um, I'll probably rally where I need to and do a quick sweep of the base, and then yeah, let the FG know. RP scene kind of turned to custard. Base is secure. 10-6 for now.
Ted 4. After calling for a gate check and receive no response, you personally check the gates and discover they're unmanned. What steps would you take next?
The first thing I do when that happens is when I jump into my faction members, see how many people are online, how many of them are soft hats, hard hats, and generals, and usually I'll either send them a private message or I'll just chuck it over the radio, or I'll track them down on base personally and then be like, sir, is it alright if you go check that gate and I'll check the other one until we have some more people online, sir? Or ma'am. That's usually my course of action.
10-4. And last question. While stationed at a gate, you are approached by gang members wishing to roleplay. At what point can the situation be considered non roleplay, NRP? And under what circumstances are you permitted to decline that roleplay?
The only RP scenes I'm familiar with gang members is if they try to take someone hostage, take a vehicle hostage, or what is it? They ask for ransom money for like weapons and whatnot. Those are the only RP scenes I've come across. I'm unsure if there's any others, but if it's none of those, I usually ask them for a quick brief rundown of what the RP scene is.
10-4. So, and at what point can the situation be considered non-roleplay? And are you permitted to decline the roleplay?
I'd usually. Oh, sorry, let me just go outside real quick. Usually, when I'm getting attacked by a lot of gang members, if they're kind of just breaking off, they aren't talking, they aren't putting up any macros, they aren't, I guess, trying to engage in any role play of any sorts. Usually, they just VDM a lot, or they'll tase or try kill me. Those are the most common gang engagements that I've been through that aren't NRP or that are NRP. Um, yeah, like I previously mentioned, usually my course of action is to call it through radio. I like role playing to, I guess, the best of my abilities, and I don't really like the NRP. I guess when I'm like, oh yeah, smoko time, and oh mahi, aroha my guys gotta go. That's usually the closest to NRP that you'll get from me. So
Alrighty, 10-4. Thank you. That was the last question. We appreciate your answers and thank you for taking the time to conduct this interview. Nothing from me. If there's anything from you, Ma'am Carson or Ma'am Lee.
Negative. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. We appreciate your time